What up, my freaks? RuinouSinsight here with part 33 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Belegar Ironhammer campaign. So as we saw last time, bit of a change of pace as Thorgrim Grudgebearer debuted at Mount Squighorn, taking his slayers into battle and slowly grinding or axing their way up the ramps into the settlement. It was a pretty fun battle just by virtue of being very different from the other battles we fought, and I'm excited to keep trying out different units, especially now that we have things that are that were not previously available. Also, we'll be building a few cannons. I do want to get a bunch of cannons in the gunnery army here, and then we'll have to figure out what else exactly we're going to do with it. Until then, though, these guys can't move, but Mr. Cazador Dragonslayer still can, as he is sieging Schwarzoffen, and we will be attacking it. In fact, we don't really have much to do in the way of either building buildings, as we're saving the money and we did everything, and I think all the heroes are moved to where they should be. So Cazador, it's time for you to attack. Alright, started off with the battle. Pyrrhic victory according to this. We'll have to be careful with the enemy Cairn Wraiths in particular, and the enemy Vargulf, but we do still have range superiority, save except perhaps for the enemy towers. They do have 2,000 points of defensive supply as well. Huh, I guess they also have a technology that gives them another extra 1,000 supply. Yeah, because they get a base of 1,000, and then nothing in Schwarzoffen gives them extra, so it must be coming from a tech. Interesting. Alrighty, well, that'll mean a lot of possibly scary towers, so Rangers, you get your work cut out for you. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. That tower certainly went down very quickly. I think a single volley or maybe two volleys from our Rangers brought it down. Well, at least that one won't be as threatening as I was concerned about before the battle started. There is, however, another tower which is going to get a shot off. Looks like it's going to hit this Ranger unit. Did it knock out any Rangers? It knocked out 3, and a decent chunk of HP as well. Yeah, 14% HP. Not so bad for a single volley, or a single shot rather. Here comes another shot, and yeah, we can't let that continue to happen, so the Rangers are going to continue to fire on the tower and hopefully bring it down. There is that unit of Cairn Wraiths, however, obviously hidden right up until... Okay, I think they're visible now, and we're going to switch our Rangers with the Lichbone Pennant, which are, I believe, these ones back here, to immediately fire on it. We're also going to try to countercharge them with our Lord, but otherwise do need to be careful. Ooh, the axes are coming in, though I'm a little bit concerned that we might take more damage from our own units hurting us than from the Cairn Wraiths. That said, this is by far the biggest threat on the field. Looks like our Runa Flight did nothing. I don't know what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to go after the Cairn Wraiths, but it didn't quite work out. Fortunately, it looks like the range focus fire plus the combination of the single unit of Rangers with the Lichbone Pennant does manage to bring that unit down reasonably quick. We also have a second unit of Cairn Wraiths moving in, tried to move the miners in order to identify them if possible, and then they got a little bit too close and are now getting chased down. So we're going to try to back them off if possible, but honestly we don't really care about these miners all that much. And we will be replacing them eventually anyway. And then we're going to try to pop the Assault of Stone on the enemy just as they try to move, but it looks like our miners will rout and stop holding them and just as they get there. So the Cairn Wraiths will survive that. That said, it looks like they're continuing to try to chase after the miners and are now taking damage from the Lichbone Pennant unit and will thus be dropping fairly quickly as well. There we go. Obviously the Lichbone Pennant is going to knock these guys out fairly quickly. Here comes the enemy Vargulf, who is going to be the new target. It's at about half HP, but we immediately popped Marked by Ulthar upon it, and then tell most of our Rangers to focus it at the same time, meaning that it's going to drop in roughly a single volley. Focusing a single large target when it has Marked by Ulthar on it is pretty darn disgustingly effective. Man, that thing dropped quickly. And this is what makes me worried about, well, in a different campaign, in my Krokgar campaign, and using units like Dreadsaurians and stuff like that. There's such range damage sponges, and especially since the AI knows to target single entities, and does favor doing so. Although I suppose if you have a Slan with the shields of the old ones and stuff like that, you can avoid it. But anyway, wrong campaign to be ranting about. Here comes some Black Knights charging once again into our Rangers, though we're not really all that concerned, as these guys can certainly fight in melee and have those great weapons to pierce the fairly decent armor that the Black Knights have. Looks like the Black Knights will also start crumbling away any second now. Alright, actually taking longer to crumble than I thought. I guess they are fighting together with the Graveguard, though, so somebody here is crumbling. And there we go, just way too many axes for them. Oh, I like these mountains. Crazy looking. Alrighty, and let's see how we're doing in the meantime. The bounce power is about, I want to say, 70%-ish in our favor. Looks like most of the enemy units that have charged us have been destroyed, and we can simply move forward to try to find more enemies. Here we go. There's another unit of Graveguard coming in, although I don't imagine it's going to have a good time rushing all by itself, especially as this is the unshielded great weapon variety. Alright, let's see how they do rushing in here. Across this nice little field. Alrighty, they're actually getting decently close. The fact is they are moving around in a loose formation, so that's probably helping them avoid a decent amount of axe and quarrel. Alright, they're going to charge back in, though our Dwarf Warriors are here now, and they are going to get accompanied by some Dire Doggos this time around. So at least they made it into melee, though by the looks of it, not for long, as they are beginning to crumble away, and I'm sure their Dire Doggos are going to follow suit shortly as well. Another unit, however, is moving in to back them up on this side, and I do believe more units here as well. A second unit of Graveguard with great weapons getting focused down. And moving into the light before they crumble away. I'm sure there's something profound about that. Or maybe not. Anyway, crumble away the last of the Skeleton Warriors on this side as well and keep moving up the ramp. Oh, and it looks like another unit of Crypt Ghouls is actually going to move in first and not allow that. They are going to charge in, and of course we didn't quite see them because they were in stock until they got fairly close to us. So they will actually contribute to the melee a little bit. Though the Crypt Ghouls are very fragile, even if they weren't getting pelted by thousands upon thousands of axes. How many axes can one ranger carry? Just look at them all dropping down there. Well, there we go. Speaking of dropping, the ghouls are done for and will trouble us no more. And mounts of power still actually covering about 70, maybe slowly moving up to 80%, and another set of Dire Doggos moving in. Unfortunately for the enemy, it's just sort of feeding us its units piecemeal. We've destroyed their towers, so we're not really threatened by slow attrition in that way, and can just sort of systematically move up the ramps into the city and destroy the enemy with our range superiority. Alrighty, and this army may as well enjoy it while it has it, because it'll be an all-axe army eventually. Unless, of course, it becomes a hybrid army, or it is forced to become a hybrid army, and by virtue of the fact that if we confederate Ungrim, and then he'll be probably taking all the Slayers that we have, especially with the current Slayer capacity that we have, which is fairly minimal, even with Thorgrim. But the Slayer King will probably significantly reduce upkeep on Slayers, so that is why we have to use him for it. Anyway, trying to catch these last units, and the White King is actually going to move in now. Alrighty. But our Lord is going to countercharge. And a nice little bonkin. Haven't had a lot of chances to have the Lord do much work in this particular battle, especially with things like this happening. Axes coming in, another volley about to happen as well, and I don't imagine the enemy is going to survive that for much longer. Those are armor piercing after all, and down goes the enemy. Too bad the axes don't actually stay on the map like corpses do for a little bit. I just want to see, like, instead of where the enemy unit was, just like a huge pile of axes. Alright, enemy vampire also dropped by the axes, and here comes the vampire lord as well, who is going to be dropped, and then the battle will be ours. I don't know why I'm so amused by this army. I just find it funny how they throw like 800,000 axes at every single thing. Especially when it's one lord. Alrighty, there we go. Oh, I never noticed that the barriers for the vamps have like spider webs on them. That's nice, nice little touch. Spooky. Alrighty, last unit's moving in, and it is a unit of Graveguard. What were you guarding back there? All the lords and heroes are dead. Now you move in with those shields. Looks like they're not going to be all that helpful against the axes anyway, and the last unit will crumble, and the battle will be ours. Ah, I still love vampire cities, though. Although I probably shouldn't be saying that in a Dwarfen campaign in particular. Anyway, the battle is ours, a decisive victory. We're probably going to hold on to the settlement. I still haven't completely decided. I'll think about it. Alrighty, easy enough. Axe superiority triumphs once again. We had about 10% army losses, which ain't too bad, and we should be able to heal that, at least, even with the garbage healing and that the dwarves have. We are going to, I think, well, I guess it depends on whether we keep the province or not. Honestly, public order is such a frickin' issue that it may not be worth it to keep it, but for now I think we'll just do regular occupy. It'd be great if we got the pastures. Of course we did not get the pastures. I was hoping for the extra casualty replenishment rate, but oh well. Enemy killed in battle, that's fine, and there we go. There is still this little army to contend with. I do wonder what they'll do now that we're probably in range of them, though. Will they stay here or not? And yeah, we will have to make a decision as to whether we bother to try to keep the territory or simply to trade it away to one of our allies. Actually, just out of curiosity, how much is this worth to you? Schwarzoffen is worth 4 to you, so basically nothing. And Stirland, it is worth -1. Okay. Alright, well, that ain't great, so maybe, well, we could build some stuff up here. Although it's a little bit expensive to do this with the dwarfs. It will increase the value of the territory. Granted, the territory will be worth a lot more once we have everything. And oh man, look at our healing. Turns until this unit is fully replenished, 37. Yeah, we really gotta be careful in the vampire territories. And that's another reason why it feels like it's not worth keeping it, even with the gold mine. Even with that. There's wine and gold and pastures in one province, and yet it still doesn't feel worth it. Don't think about it. Anyway, that's done. We can now get back to research, and I guess volley fire is the way to go. That'll buff up all of our rangers, and we are using a lot of them right now. And we're starting to use thunderers as well, so this is a pretty decent buff. After we're done that, we're going straight through to dwarven emissaries and diplomats, as I think that is going to be the best value that we can get for a few turns right now. And we really do want to get improved blast charges for that increase in income from deep mines. Also, I just realized we got no money whatsoever from that battle, did we? Not a single... not a single gold piece. Well, that's unfortunate. I was thinking we wanted to get a little bit of money in order to get some new Thanes on the field. Nonetheless, we probably will have to. At least one, then. You, Thorgrim, you're gonna get Elite Enforcer. If nothing else, this will increase our Thane capacity and the hero root rank. And then I guess fire support. I mean, we do want the advanced forging as well for the research rate. It's just that I'm not sure 20% does anything for us right now. What are we at here? Oh, we're at 280 though. That'll take us up to exactly 300. I mean, we could do without the artillery bonuses for a little while. Fine, let's try the research. We'll still have to get another point in it anyway. Ooh, wait, actually. I changed my mind. Yes, research is good, but if we're about to do Thorax Quest, and I assume that it becomes available next round, and we really do need it, not as much as the Dragon Crown of Karaz, of course, because of the Control faction-wide, but this will also give us Control faction-wide, and we really need that Control swing. Fire support will help us in the battle, because who knows what we'll encounter, and we certainly won't be at full HP when we do. And now we have both Ancestral Blood of Morgrim and Grugni. I guess what we'll try to do is we'll get Morgrim first, and then we'll get Grugni next turn, after deleting this Thane, Fimber Red Axe. He's cunning, which is fine, but he's also level 7, and we can re-recruit at level 9 with a better trait, so that's what we'll do. And this Morgrim guy could go into, well, any number of armies, really. Ammunition plus 15% could be very helpful to Fimber and Burnoth, probably. Especially if we keep using Thanes there. Yeah, I guess we'll just put it here. And then the next one will probably go into Cazador's army, who will probably also use a Thane. And frankly, ammunition could help his rangers as well. Yeah, alright. Well, Okri Doom is going to be the first guy. And there's nothing that we can get from you that's faction-wide, unless I'm mistaken, so we can just keep doing what we're doing. Now, this also gives Snipe attribute for Rangers, which will definitely be very helpful to Cazador here. And the Vigor Loss reduction for Hammers, minus 50% for all units, eh? Wait, so if you get 2 of these and they stack, it's minus 100% Vigor Loss reduction. Yeah, okay, so it looks like Thorgrim's gonna need 2 Thanes then, since he loves Hammerers. I suppose. Engineers, Iron Drakes, Iron Breakers, and Miners. Ironbeard is quite helpful. Man, everybody needs Thanes by the looks of it. There's a very nice number of buffs. And this one... Wait, ammunition plus 50%, eh? And it includes Iron Breakers and Miners. Okay, so we need at least 2 Thanes in Fimber's army then, to just massively increase the amount of ammo, both the Miners and the, well, anything with blasting charges. The Explosion army. Alright, well, for now it's fine. You are good as you are. We are going to skip the rest of this, because there's not anything else to do. And we're going to go next turn, and then keep moving through the Crooked Moon territory. Really need the Public Order bonus from defeating them, so, yeah. Alright. We did diplomacy last time, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything. But I guess we'll see if something goes screwy. There's Clan Rictus. They didn't do anything, so it looks like Belegar's free to attack. Crooked Moon, what are you gonna do? You are going to Lightning Strike Fimber Ironhammer's army. Oh my. Oh well. But you're not using your Wa then. Huh. Interesting choice, I gotta say. Oh, and it's with Skarsnik himself as well. Oh wow, that's nice for him. I guess we can do this fight. I mean, honestly, we could auto-resolve it, but it is Skarsnik. Wait, what? Did it unlightning strike, or is it just a bug? Because these were grayed out a second ago. Maybe it was because of the auto-resolve. Well, I think it is still lightning strike, because it is checked. Alright, let's see what Skarsnik can do, shall we? Wait. 110? I don't understand what's going on, but let's fight.
No fucking about!
Alrighty, here we go. Finally a chance to make proper good use of our ancillaries. We've actually dropped our auxiliaries, not ancillaries. We've deployed as far back pretty much as we possibly could, near the edge of the map here, or at least the edge of the deployment zone for certain, and because we want the enemy entire army to get harassed all the way to us by our auxiliary outriders. Those grenade launchers would make very quick work of the enemy gobos if we can manage to get rid of the enemy fast movers first. Unfortunately, with things like the trolls, the grenade launchers aren't going to be all that effective. But at the very least, the squig hoppers, or herders rather, no, these are hoppers. should probably take decent amounts of damage, though we'll see. Obviously not as much as a tight formation sort of a unit of Gabos. But nonetheless, they are too slow to actually catch the Outriders and will still continue to annoy them via grenade launching, and if they come any closer, we'll probably be able to start annoying them with our grudge throwers as well. Once again, I really like this blue and red color scheme on the Outriders. I didn't think that the Imperial units would look great in this, but they absolutely do. Honestly, better than most of the Empire color schemes for this particular unit. But anyway, and we also got to make sure we ally with sufficient Empire units to actually get steam tanks on the map. Somehow, dwarves don't have enough machinery. As bizarre as that seems, and frankly, the devices the dwarfs make in the lore just make steam tanks pretty inferior by comparison. Although most of those are like individual devices rather than sort of standardized unit like the steam tanks are. Semi-standardized, I should say. In that dwarven engineers like to tinker and make crazy things, but they don't build like 50 copies of crazy, I don't know, crab machine or something like that. But anyway, I digress. I just want the dwarves to have a little bit more in the way of machinery, but well, it may be the Chaos Dwarfs only that they get them. They should really probably rework the regular Dowie a little bit, just to give them some better arty and machinery. Especially now that the Chaos Dwarves are nearly here. Anyway, the grenades are going to continue doing their work. We are going to get hit a little bit with some spell work, but not enough to heavily damage our grenade launchers, or at the very least not enough to make them lose a lot of models, which means they can continue annoying the enemy with their grenades. Finally, they found some archers here, and they're going to be exploding them. Fairly quickly, I might add. The archers don't seem to be able to get any volleys off either, for whatever reason. The other archer unit was firing. But this one seems to get stuck by the fact that it's constantly exploding, and I get that does seem like a pretty shocking situation to find yourselves in. Anyway, now we're going to switch to the next archer unit, or the Night Goblins, or whatever we can see. Obviously, some of this army is still hidden because of the hide capability, or stock capability of all these Night Goblins. We're also going to try to book it out of there, though Skarsnik is drawing closer, and we'll have to try to keep away from him as well. In the meantime, the other unit is trying to draw the trolls closer to our main force. At the very least, the grudge throwers are now firing at them, though I don't imagine the grudge throwers will do too much here. And that's okay. At least the unit is isolated from the rest of the army, and hopefully if it continues to move closer, we'll be able to just run away with our Outriders and have them continue to attack the main force. And that said, the balance of power is about, I don't know, maybe 60% in our favor now, and our Outriders continue to do damage, 24k and damage dealt, and 176 kills on this unit. So it's doing pretty darn decent, and it looks like Skarsnik is also too slow to catch them. This must be absolutely infuriating to deal with. And here comes the next volley of grenades into the next unit of enemy archers. And once the archers are done for, the enemy will have absolutely nothing that it can do about the Outriders. Just wait for them to run out of ammunition, effectively. Alright, a few more volleys into the enemy archers, and we keep on running into the next enemy unit. Alright, here, this is an actual goblin unit, so spears, not archers, but that's fine. And the other three archers are moving up. Marchers, did I say? Well, they are marching, I guess, so to some degree accurate. Probably trying to go after the second unit of Outriders. This one, however, is a lot healthier, having lost barely any units or HP, and can actually take a few volleys from the enemy archers. Plus, they have to take those volleys while the enemy stands there and takes volleys from the grudge throwers instead. Very nice. Alrighty, how's that balance of power looking? Slowly creeping forward, or continuing to do so. We're ignoring the enemy trolls with our grudge throwers at this point, and just letting our units of Outriders do the work. And the second unit is still working in the background as well, leading the other half of Skarsnik's army around on a merry little chase with surprise grenade at the end, and the middle, and the beginning. Oh, you gotta love these units. This is why we built them, and they are a very nice addition by the looks of it to this army. It looks like more and more enemy units are getting chased off by the Outriders. The enemy has made it nowhere near to our main force yet, so we haven't had to commit any of the miners or our lord or hero to anything yet either. And just the grudge throwers working a little bit, though probably not all that much, especially because we did deploy so far away. Alrighty, another unit of gobos off the field, and I think this one's been fully destroyed as it is down to 3 units. And now on to this one. I am very proud of these Outriders. Ouch, and a little help from those grudge throwers as well means this unit is just about done for. Wavering, exhausted, and undertake cover as well. It looks like, let's see, balance power is about 80% in our favor, maybe moving forward as well. And it looks like the enemy infantry are just about done for good. And they can no longer catch us. There are no more archers left on the field that are still, well, still fighting. Unless, this one's actually coming back, but it's got 40 units and a sliver of HP, and a single volley will take it out as well. Oh, look at the trolls are coming back. Isn't that cute?
We must defend our homes!
Actually, you must defend the dwarfen homes, but I suppose by defending the dwarfen homes, you're allowing the dwarfen armies to defend your homes, so, you know, fair enough. Alrighty, the trolls finally starting to move forward, and Skarsnik as well, but we're just going to avoid them by and large. That said, attacking the trolls isn't all that interesting because they take no damage from these guys. Just going to speed it up for a few seconds while we get back to the rest of the night goblins. Alrighty, this unit is done, and I hear a horn, so I think these guys are going off the field. In fact, all the enemy infantry is pretty much done for. Oh, lovely. And now we're just going to make sure that we chase off those other units. Going to ignore Skarsnik by and large. He cannot catch us. We can catch his runners instead. Alrighty, and where is Skarsnik going to go? He's going to try to chase the Outriders. Oh, this poor army. It can do absolutely nothing. Well, then we had like a sniper unit to help out at the same time. Anyway, we're going to move the rest of our units forward. Once Skarsnik disappeared into hidden, I just decided that I wanted to find him, and there he is. Now it's just a matter of surrounding him with miners and our lord and hero, and then just breaking him, and the battle will be over. I don't think we even really need to deal with the enemy trolls. They're probably just going to waste their time chasing those Outriders around, like the rest of Skarsnik's army did. Skarsnik not looking like the greatest tactician here. Certainly after this embarrassment. But with his faction probably soon to be dead, perhaps he's lost the will to fight. Anyway, our lord and hero have moved in, and the enemy is surrounded, and just like that, Skarsnik will shatter, and the trolls and the rest of the army, well, there is no rest of the army, and the trolls will follow suit. In fact, we're going to try to chase the trolls down with our units, so maybe they can knock them out in melee as well. By the looks of it, they can, and I do believe Skarsnik got knocked down here, or surrounded and killed as well. Lovely. A decisive victory, mostly for the Outriders. Man, Armor of Fortune, very nice. Man, though, I never thought I'd feel bad for Skarsnik, but that was pretty disgusting. Those Outriders, though, I think it's warranted that we put 4 units of Outriders in this army, and now that they performed so well, I can hardly not reward them by increasing their numbers. We're gonna execute and loot for the little bit of Oath Gold and the money that we need to spend next turn, and let's see if there's anything else that's gonna happen. Vladdy's gonna want to peace out now, but I don't think so. They're still going to continue to annoy us, but we do have to raid their territories, so yeah, let's not. I'm hoping that... Ooh, hello. I just saw another one of their armies move up, which is somewhat concerning if they are in fact trying to go for Oakenhammer again. Though I guess we'll see. More importantly, let's see. Turn completed? Yes. Quest is up. Oh, no speech from the advisor? Alrighty, emissary from Crackjack. We'll give this a read before we fight the quest, but it's this we want. I mean, the casualty replenishment also, but the 25 control for 2 turns is incredible when what we need the most. Now, reinforcements are piles of trolls and a savage giant with some reinforcements. Could be interesting. We do have Slayers and Thunderers, though I guess we could use more Thunderers for the Giant and stuff, and the Bolt Throwers here as well. If these guys could move, and... wait, don't teleport right now. Border Princes, Ally Mobilizes, Armor, Fortune, Great Grudge Keeper, Sneaky Smiter, Constructor, Disciplinarian, Stonemason. Yes, and Retinue has returned. Retinue... Oh, you've got a long way to go, buddy. I would actually delete you if it wasn't for the fact that we need you to provide that lovely magic item drop chance. But anyway, and what I wanted to double check... Okay, yeah, for a second I thought we couldn't move, as in the... we got stalled by Kairos, but it looks like we're okay. Oh look, the remnants of this army are moving down here. We'll probably have to give chase to them. Which is a little bit annoying, actually, but if we don't, they'll just raid us. And, we can't reach them from either side. Damn. Alright, I guess the gun army is gonna have to stay here. Speaking of the gun army... Wait, Thorgrim, you're gonna head out of the... you're gonna head out of this territory right now. Like so. Then, we're going to... Let's see. Let's swap out one of these Dwarf Warriors. You, move here. Like so. Just so that he's topped up. Then Barundan, hold fast. You are going to move here. Can Thorgrim still reach this? No, he cannot, damn. Oh well, it's okay, he can heal up. What we want to do is this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Some cannon. And yeah, it's expensive, but we gotta get some on the field. We also gotta get some of these guys on the field. The Iron Drakes of both varieties, but we'll have to wait until we can have somebody move down here and recruit them from out of Eight Peaks, as obviously it would be too expensive to recruit them via global recruitment at 3k apiece. Anyway, with that, we're pretty much out of time, and I'm gonna have to call the episode here. Next time, we might do the quest, or might head forward, though I feel like we should probably try to risk the quest, even with our army damaged. Would be unfortunate to lose Slayers, but our public order is in such shambles that we do need it. Otherwise, that is going to be, well, pretty much the main thing right now. Imric is... he's sieging Crookback Mountain. Well, we might attack Imric. We probably should eventually attack him, though the question is whether it would be a good idea right now. We could also just bypass and go after Mount Silverspear, wait until Rictus is destroyed. Imric might even lose stuff here. I actually did want to defeat Tretch with Belegar, but I'll think about it. We may also not get a better opportunity to attack Imric in the field while he's not expecting it, and destroy all his armies. The only problem with that is, Imric has quite a few territories, so we'll need to immediately move down here and start taking them out before he gets another army up and running and starts threatening all these territories, which are relatively undefended. Belegar is the only one down here, and on top of that, we have to prioritize destroying the Crooked Moon because of the victory condition. They're the only remaining victory condition for short victory and the control that it offers. Anyway, more dwarfs to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.